What secrets lie behind the throne of the most famous queen of Egypt? Cleopatra VII, the last pharaoh of ancient Egypt, has captivated our imaginations for centuries. Often portrayed as a temptress defined by her relationships with Roman generals, Cleopatra's story is often reduced to a footnote in the annals of Roman history. But was she merely a pawn in the hands of a mighty empire, or a shrewd strategist playing the game of power on her own terms? Join me as we journey back in time to uncover the lesser-known aspects of Cleopatra's reign. In a world on the brink of transformation, a young queen found herself at the crossroads of history. Cleopatra, the last of the Ptolemaic dynasty, inherited a kingdom in decline, its once mighty influence waning under the encroaching shadow of Rome. Recognizing the looming threat, she forged a strategic alliance with Julius Caesar, a man whose ambition matched her own. This alliance, often romanticized, was in truth a calculated maneuver to secure her throne and restore Egypt to its former glory. The assassination of Caesar could have spelled disaster for Cleopatra, leaving her vulnerable in a world reeling from the chaos unleashed by his demise. But Cleopatra, ever the pragmatist, navigated the treacherous currents of Roman politics with her characteristic guile. Recognizing in Marc Antony, Caesar's loyal general, a potential ally, she forged a new alliance, one that would reshape the balance of power in the Mediterranean. Antony, captivated by Cleopatra's intellect and charisma, saw in her an invaluable ally in his own bid for power. Cleopatra's reign was not solely defined by military alliances and political maneuvering. She was a ruler deeply invested in the well-being of her people, recognizing that a prosperous kingdom was a powerful kingdom. To this end, she implemented a series of economic reforms designed to revitalize Egypt's flagging economy and secure its financial future. Cleopatra also reformed the tax system, making it fairer and more efficient, ensuring a steady stream of revenue to fund her ambitious building projects and maintain her powerful army and navy. Cleopatra understood that the fate of Egypt was inextricably linked to the ebb and flow of global trade. No longer content to be confined within its traditional borders, she sought to expand Egypt's commercial reach, forging new trade routes that stretched far beyond the familiar waters of the Mediterranean. Her emissaries sailed south to the land of Punt, returning with exotic goods and tales of distant lands. To the east, her caravans traversed the Arabian desert, establishing trade links with the lucrative markets of India and China. Cleopatra's vision for Egypt extended far beyond military might and economic prosperity. Under her patronage, the Library of Alexandria, a repository of ancient wisdom and knowledge, flourished anew. Scholars and philosophers from across the known world flocked to Alexandria, drawn by its reputation as a beacon of intellectual freedom and discovery. Cleopatra herself was a renowned scholar, fluent in multiple languages, and deeply interested in mathematics, astronomy, and medicine. Cleopatra was a ruler born into a unique cultural crossroads. Descended from a long line of Greek rulers who had governed Egypt for centuries, she was acutely aware of the delicate balance required to maintain her authority over a kingdom with such a rich and complex cultural tapestry. Rather than seeking to suppress Egyptian traditions, Cleopatra embraced them, incorporating them into her own image and rule. She presented herself as the reincarnation of Isis, the Egyptian goddess of motherhood and magic, and participated in ancient Egyptian religious ceremonies, solidifying her connection to her people. In a world dominated by land empires, Cleopatra understood the strategic importance of sea power. She inherited a kingdom strategically positioned at the crossroads of vital maritime trade routes, and she was determined to leverage this geographic advantage to its fullest. Under her reign, the Egyptian navy, once a shadow of its former glory, was rebuilt and transformed into a formidable force. Sleek warships, manned by experienced sailors and armed with deadly catapults and boarding ramps, patrolled the waters of the Mediterranean, safeguarding Egypt's trade routes and projecting its power far beyond its shores. The fate of empires hung in the balance as the fleets of Cleopatra and Marc Antony clashed with the forces of Octavian at the Battle of Actium. This pivotal naval engagement, etched into the annals of history, would determine the future of Rome and the fate of Egypt. Cleopatra, aboard her flagship, the Antonia, commanded her fleet with the same tactical brilliance she had displayed throughout her reign. Despite the ferocity of the Egyptian resistance, the tide of battle turned against Cleopatra and Antony. Cleopatra understood that true power resided not only in military strength, but also in the hearts and minds of her subjects. A master of image and symbolism, she cultivated a public persona, carefully crafted to inspire awe, loyalty, and above all, obedience. She embraced the power of imagery, commissioning countless statues, coins, and reliefs depicting her as a divine ruler, a goddess descended to earth to guide her people. Cleopatra's propaganda extended beyond mere visual representation. In the treacherous world of ancient power politics, Cleopatra was a master chess player, anticipating her opponent's moves and maneuvering her pieces with calculated precision. Her court was a stage for intricate diplomatic dances, where ambassadors from rival kingdoms and ambitious Roman generals were received with a blend of charm, intelligence, and steely resolve. Fluent in multiple languages, Cleopatra possessed an uncanny ability to understand and manipulate the motivations of those around her. She negotiated treaties, forged alliances, and played rivals against each other, always seeking to advance Egypt's interests and secure her own position. The specter of Roman domination loomed large over Egypt. Yet, Cleopatra refused to be a passive observer to her kingdom's subjugation. When diplomacy failed to deter Roman ambition, Cleopatra did not hesitate to defend her kingdom by force. She rallied her armies, strengthened her defenses, and prepared to resist the encroaching might of Rome. Cleopatra's story does not end with the fall of Alexandria to Roman forces. Her life, a tapestry woven from ambition, love, political intrigue, and ultimately tragedy, has captivated the imaginations of artists, writers, and playwrights for centuries. From the grand tragedies of Shakespeare to the silver screen of Hollywood, Cleopatra's image has been endlessly reinterpreted, her story retold and reshaped through the lens of each passing era. But Cleopatra's enduring legacy extends beyond her status as a muse for artists and storytellers. Cleopatra's story, a complex tapestry of political maneuvering, economic prowess, and a fierce love for her kingdom, continues to resonate with us centuries later. She was more than a queen. She was a force of nature, a woman who dared to challenge the established order and left an indelible mark on the course of history. As we reflect on her reign, we are reminded that history is not a flat, two-dimensional narrative, but a multi-layered tapestry woven from the choices, ambitions, and struggles of individuals who dared to shape their own destinies. Cleopatra's story challenges us to look beyond the simplistic narratives often presented in history books and to consider the multifaceted nature of power, ambition, and love.
Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and share it with your friends who love history. Stay tuned for more history inspirational videos and tips. Thank you for watching.